You are now listening to 15 Minutes of Fame Radio.
Let's go!
15 Minutes of Fame, Funeral Fame.
What do you do?
Chilling, man. Coming off that Survivor Series battle with Next, man. How you feeling?
I feel good. Like, I don't feel no type of way. Like, I feel great.
Okay.
Good battle. All this was a good battle. Some people probably gonna edit the Next. Some people might edit the me. I feel like it comes down to the second. You know what I'm saying? It was kind of clear, like in the building, I got the first. Everybody feel like I got the first. His third, he kind of left the building.
Yeah.
I was surprised. Like I was really expecting that in the earlier rounds, and so when I wrote my material, I crafted my third to be. It was gonna be like a walking them down type of round with, like, you know, if you was in the building, you know, my content, what I was talking about in the third was kind of different from what I normally do. So I felt like when I was, you know what I'm saying, coming up with my material, I'm like, if I do that, that's different. That's showing something. I could do something different. You know what I'm saying? Show some personality, show some different shit that people used to seeing from me, and that he wasn't going to be that explosive in the third, to where I could walk him into that. We both be explosive in the first two, our normal shit, and then I walk him into that in the third, and it kind of, you know what I'm saying? But he kind of built it up each round, so it made it crazy. It was different, and what's crazy is I partially was skepticizing like 2 days ago. I was like, man, maybe I should switch my third to the first. Talk about it early. I had like a certain part in my third where I imitated him. So I'm like, maybe if he raps first and I imitate him right out the gate, it kind of hit. And I'm like, nah, save it, because I want to match his energy at the same time.
Okay.
So it was crazy. So for him to kind of go where he went in the third after the first two. In the first two, anybody know me, like when niggas rap against me, I don't pay niggas attention. I don't care what you say. If you say something really crazy, you gonna get a thumbs up. I'm gonna shake my head. But other than that, I don't give a fuck what you talking about. So in the third, it was like, I'm keeping my composure, but in my third, I'm in my head like, yo, this nigga's bugging.
Yeah, he was
I'm
wild.
in my third, like, yo, this nigga's bugging. Is this shit gonna, you know what I'm saying? Is this shit gonna be what I needed to be
Right.
to kind of combat with that? You know what I'm saying? Because in my first and the second, it was like it was a dog fight. Like you could go either way, and I had a couple reactions. You know what I'm saying? The room being small like it is too plays a different part, and I learned something from this as well. Like, you know what I'm saying? How to control myself in different rooms now. Like my tempo, not even so much my tempo, but my voice projection. Because I naturally have, you know, natural voice projection. But I learned that in this room, in that type of setting, I can tone it down just a little bit. I was looking at it like when I seen the venue, I'm like, oh shit, it's a small room. My voice is going to be crazy. But I learned this better. Like sometimes in this situation, I don't have to project as much.
Right.
I tone it down just a little bit.
Right.
And it could have made, for certain parts of my material, it would have been even better. But I feel like when it get dropped, you know what I'm saying? I know we gonna drop. I don't feel no type of way. Like either way, how anybody call it battle, you know what I'm saying? When it drop, I feel like, you know what I'm saying? I'm not worried about getting booked again or no shit like that.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
No more sitting on that shelf where you got the burner from.
Exactly.
I got you.
Not going back to that shelf. You know what I'm saying? I brought this gun from. But other than that, I feel like it could be debatable, like I said. You know what I'm saying? The consensus said, but I agree with myself. Like, I got the first, he got the third. It'll come down to, like, the second on Cam. Like, you know, you can go either way in the second. It all depends on what you like. I had a lot of sneaky bars in my second that I feel like niggas miss. But it was because of, now, like I said, I learned. Like, so my tempo, my energy, where I could have toned them down, where I could have drew them in a little more. Mm-hmm. Like I would normally, like if I'm like at home, you know what I'm saying? And while you see me battle at Martinis, you know what I'm saying? It's a different little feel. So my comfortability is different. And here I was like, all right, I know my voice projection is natural. I'm gonna snatch the room. And I just learned from it. So, you know what I'm saying? I feel great about the battle. I feel like we actually got a classic. We lived up to the hype of the battle.
I think y'all definitely did. You know, the
I feel
face
like we
off.
lived up to the hype, you know what I'm saying? Jazz was like in my third, she was like, you actually was saying some shit. You was really talking. And I feel like the rappers is gonna appreciate it. Like when it dropped, you know what I'm saying? Even though he was wilding in the third, like he definitely left the building. That was his best run. But I feel like when people go back and watch it, the third, and they really listen to the content of what I'm saying, especially like I said, the rappers who know how this shit go and know the shit we go through as battle rappers, the behind the scenes and all that shit, I feel like niggas gonna appreciate that.
Okay.
Niggas gonna appreciate it.
I gotta ask you, I mean, I found it humorous. Both of y'all had an impression of each other.
Yeah.
What did you think of his Fame impression? I gotta know.
It was cool. I don't know why I expected it.
Okay.
Because his energy, I feel like mine was more unexpected because the way I rap is never really like I'm not a funny nigga.
Right.
Like my homies think I'm funny, but my funny is literally me being myself. It's like sarcasm, dry humor. Like I'm not a telling joke type of nigga.
Right.
So I felt like mine was more unexpected, and it got the reaction I wanted. Like everybody laughed immediately.
Right.
Like I felt like that. His, I expected it, but it still was fire.
Yeah.
But I kind of expected it, so it did. Like when he did it, it was like. And he has the same. I don't know if if somebody would say his vocal projection matches mine on the regular.
Okay.
But the way I project and how I do my slogan and shit, I feel like he did it spot on. You know what I'm saying? I just don't know if I would say it's equal only because, like I said, it's easy to imitate what I do when you kind of semi already rap on that level. It's a difference when I don't be subtle. I don't joke. I don't be calm and like, yeah, bro. You know what I'm saying? So it's like when I imitated him and did that, it's a different feel to me. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
But overall, it was great.
Okay. What did you think about him taking shots at other people and basically kind of looking past this battle, talking about Ultimate Madness 3, having a little shot at Chess? What did you think of that as far as?
I mean, as he's rapping it, I'm like, that's great because, like I said, my third was tailored to talk to him as a rapper. And, you know, even though he's actually been in the game a little longer than me, I felt like I've learned a lot in my short period of time. And so I had a little more wisdom than I felt like he had. So I could talk to him the way I talk. And for me, it was like, I bet he said this, he's brought up Chess. So now when I'm going into my third and I had this certain bar about him being called Chess of the West, etc. For me, it was like, oh, that's perfect. You're walking into what I want you to do. So for me, it was like a mix of everything. It was like, in one hand, it's like, talk to me. But it's like, okay, your shot was fire. But it's like, yes, because you know what I'm saying, you did what so now when I bring it up and say, yeah, you think you Chess of the West, etc., it doesn't fall on, nobody is like, what is he talking about? You know what I'm saying? So it kind of helped me in a sense.
Okay. Last question for you, man. Like, what's next for you? I mean, you said you was on the shelf for a while. This was a dope performance. So what's next for you? Anything in the works?
Whatever they got for me, man. Ultimate Madness 3, we already know I'm good on short prep. I'm just looking, man, for the next step up, man. Whoever they put in front of me, I really don't care. I don't really be like looking for ops or nothing. Like, I don't be having no niggas like, oh, I want to battle him. I don't care.
Okay.
None of you niggas is my friends, and it's like I fuck with niggas, but like when it comes to actually the rapping part, none of you niggas is my friends unless you gang. So I really don't give a fuck.
Okay.
Whoever you put in front of me, it is what it is.
All right. Yeah, no, I feel you, man. Well, I think it was a dope battle. I can't personally wait to watch it back on the app when it drops.
I can't wait myself, man. They gotta hurry up and drop that. Like,
yeah.
Man, hurry up and drop that shit, man.
I'm hoping so, man.
Crazy.
Yeah, man. Well,
shout out to Next though, man. Like I said, he lived up to the hype. All the shit talk on the internet, all that shit was well worth it. Like he's one of the few opponents I had that really talk shit back, had a fire face off with, and then we came in the building and live up to the battle. This is my 6th URL battle, and none of them is kind of lived up. And this part of why I was on the shelf, and I can say the shit that I said too. Like I learned a lot, but in between like my time away from URL, I learned a lot. So that's part of why my third round was the way it was. That's part of why I learned how to add a little extra, personality, and learn how to do shit different because of that. So it's a fire performance from both of us. I don't think there's no doubt we'll be back. Y'all see us soon.
All right.
Shout out to Next, man.
All right.
It's Funeral Fame, man. Mr. Get Your Black Dose, man.
Appreciate
15
you.
minutes of fame, A&R show. Shut up, man.
Appreciate you.
15 minutes of fame.
You are now listening to 15 Minutes of Fame Radio.
Let's go.